what's the summer brought? What's the company update?
We've got a new addition in the Dudley umbrella, Dudley Staffing.
Things are staying strong up in the Northeast. It's exciting. Our renewable world has just kind of like skyrocketed. It is nonstop.
We're doing more and more kind of full-scale project management for our clients. It's been a good year.
TREC. I'd love to get thoughts from each of you.
The last thing we want is for landmen to have to carry a realtor's license to be able to work in the renewable space. It's unnecessary.
I think if it goes through, then all realtors should have to join the AAPL and become CPLs. That's just my opinion.
It's just a money grab, truthfully. That's what it is.
Hopefully it gets cleared up. We're confident it's going to get cleared up. Let's get back to work.
Welcome to the Land Department Podcast. The state of land and energy as we see it.
Gentlemen, good to see you all.
Round table.
Been a while. We haven't.
Cheers, boys and girls.
Cheers.
Yeah. We haven't done this since March, I think.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's good to kind of get everybody back together and just kind of talk about the summer and talk about where we are and what's going on. Some industry happenings and some fun facts and kind of update everybody on what's going on, at least from our perspective. So excited to do that.
It feels like March was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Happened.
Or
I don't know.
yesterday. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, one or the other.
And,
It's been a long summer.
I get an excuse to have a cocktail at work at, 4:00 in the afternoon. So this is great.
It's perfect.
Wait, this is a one-time thing for you? You're not cracking open cocktails every day at 4?
I typically try not to start drinking, on a Wednesday at 4:00.
It's Thursday. It's
Thursday. Whatever day it is. You didn't have to call me out.
Whatever day.
The internet doesn't know what day it is, but now they do. Thanks, pal.
You're welcome.
We've had a lot going on. We got a club member guest champ on the podcast today.
Oh,
Yeah.
With all the
Jared
young-
Slade. Jared Slade, I know you're going to listen. So shout out to Jared. Big putt there on the second playoff hole.
The 30-footer heard round the world. Huh?
Yeah, baby.
Steve showed all them young boys what's up. I like
Only
it.
took 14 years.
Nope.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
That's
But
right.
yeah, roundtable. We just kind of want to dive into it, man. We had a lot going on.
Yeah.
At Dudley kind of this year. It's been a good year. Started out with, we had a big push this year to kind of really expand our management pipeline. We've got a lot of really great tenured project managers, but it was time. Business was picking up. We had kind of a banner year, really, to be honest, at Dudley thus far. And so best thing about that is it provides opportunity, to hire new guys. And we've hired quite a few folks through the end of last year, but since our last roundtable, we've added a couple new folks, and as it's worked out, most of it's been over in Brandon's kind of operational responsibilities. So Brandon, man, tell us about the new additions to the team.
Yay me. We've got a new addition, a new company in the Dudley umbrella, Dudley Staffing, which we did a podcast on. I think it got released this morning. Khalil will share the link in the pod notes.
In the show note.
Look at that.
It'll be, It'll be down in the show note. Go down there and check it out. While you're there, hit the like button, subscribe, share.
Love it, Brandon.
This segment of the podcast sponsored in part by Dudley Staffing.
I learned how to do this. But yeah, Mackenzie Wall, she's been great. She's been with us for 7 weeks now, I think. And she's doing a great job. She's amazing. And then we've got a new project coordinator up in the Rockies area, Jeremy Jones, who has really been a lot of help to us up there. And he's great too. So shout out those two. Shout out Dudley Staffing. Again, show notes, like, subscribe.
No,
That's great.
We're pumped about it. I mean, I think we've made some great hires over the last year, and some key contributors. I mean, these folks have jumped in and just got right into the game, and so it's excited to see that. I mean, we all started kind of back at those entry level positions 15, 20 years ago with Dudley or whatever. So it's kind of cool to see these folks at that part of their career, and fortunately, business has been such that we've been able to give them some opportunities to gain some experience. Kind of, I think I've typed that up in our company update that I was working on today. Like those positions are like where you go from an individual contributor to really having a role in the team and leading people and leading groups of people. So, those coordinator positions, those associate managers, it's a big deal. It's a growing process for them. And that's when they really start to learn about Dudley and what it means to run a project and kind of some of that responsibility to have the accountability for the people in the field and getting the job done for your clients. So, it's exciting. It's great. And everybody stepped in and done great. Mackenzie's going to be a rock star for us. I don't think we could have made a better hire to start our staffing company. We've been talking about staffing for a long time as being something that makes sense for us as a company. And really, it's just a matter of, when the right who showed up. And Mackenzie's that right person for us. So we're excited to grow that company. I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of addition to Dudley Land and Dudley Staffing to really grow that. I mean, it's been well received. Everybody says, man, that's a great idea. So I think when you hear that from your clients and people in the business, that's a good sign that maybe you made a right decision. So we're really behind that and excited for what Mackenzie and Brandon are going to be able to do to help grow that business. Yeah. It's going to be exciting and fun. So we got Dudley Staffing. We got new hires. I guess the next thing is kind of like, what's the summer brought? What's the company update? What are we seeing? Steve, man, his group have been just super busy and really kept trucking along. Why don't you give us a little rundown on what's happening in Eastern states and up in the Northeast and upper Midwest?
Yeah, things are staying strong up in the Northeast. I mean, we haven't really seen any slowdowns this year. If anything, we've grown, added a few new clients, and continuing to just really, high grade any folks we can in the Northeast. Surprisingly, gas prices really haven't changed much, but everyone's kind of in that oil window now. The Utica has become almost the new Marcellus, so it's exciting. Our clients are excited and see a really good outlook for end of 24 and into 25.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think between the oil and gas work that we do, traditional clients that we've had, and then all the expansion and growth we've had through our renewable clients in the upper Midwest, it's kind of allowed us to expand our footprint and leverage a lot of the work that Steve and his guys have done on the oil and gas side in Ohio and kind of in that part of the world, and kind of expand westward into the upper Midwest. And so been able to give some opportunities to some of our really good landmen that we've worked with forever, but also allowed us to recruit and bring in some people from other parts of the country to help there. So that's been a really active area for us on the renewable side as well. Obviously Marcellus and Utica are they're the bread and butter. I mean, we stay very busy there, and a large part of our focus is on taking care of those clients there. But it's exciting to be able to kind of expand and expand our footprint for both landmen and capabilities and working in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. Those states have been a big shot in the arm for us up there. So it's been good. Brandon, what's Rockies and Mid-Con and Arkansas? What's that been for us?
Yeah, so Oklahoma's kind of been same old for several years now. Lots of OCC work and updates and kind of same old. No new real legislation or anything going on over here. Everybody's status quo. There's a few acquisitions that are rumored to be happening. We'll see. Rumors. Rockies, probably one of our better years in a long time up in the Rockies. We've done really well up there. We've got some really good clients. Seems like, I mean, obviously everybody loves the formations up there and the production that they get out of those wells up there. And it's still a highly competitive area. Some acquisitions going on up there for sure. We're working for some clients on the pre-sale due diligence. But it's doing great. Arkansas, there's some things going on in South Arkansas that are pretty neat. New stuff,
Some neat new stuff. Neat new stuff.
Yeah, neat new stuff. I think everybody already knows, but the lithium project down there has been really good. Blake is working, shout out to him. But yeah, in election year, gosh, we're blessed to I think everybody's been pretty busy in this business. And I think we might see a little bit of a slowdown. I think we're seeing that now. I think August, we've seen our first kind of hit, but hopefully hopefully that's just a little swell, and we can just continue out through the rest of the year at pace, or somewhere around pace. Be nice. But I mean, more than likely we're going to see more of a slowdown. However, the M&A stuff going on out there, I think it's going to finish strong. You're going to see a lot of due diligence projects coming. So that's probably going to hold us pretty steady throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's kind of what
our renewable world has just kind of like skyrocketed. It is nonstop. New clients coming in the door, and it's also given our managers a really good opportunity to get some experience with those deals that they may not have had in the past. I don't know if there's one manager at Dudley right now who isn't running a renewables project. So we're trying to get everyone a little more well-rounded there. And Natalie and her team are hustling and bustling and keep growing that side of the business as well.
Yeah, for sure. They've done great. I mean, we had some goals for growth within that part of our business. I think last year it was 27% of our business is the number. And we felt that we could double it this year, and we're on track to do that. The projects have changed. Our work has evolved. We added Dudley Select Title in Texas to really address kind of a pain point that we're feeling in the renewables space, particularly in the title insurance space here in Texas with all the oil and gas activity. So, as the more we do, the more we learn about the business, the more we learn where we can contribute. We're doing more and more kind of full scale project management for our clients. And really that's where we want to be. We want to be kind of the solution. And, title is great. Acquisitions are great, but you're just a single part of the process. The more experience we gain, the more we work and more we know, the more capable we are to be a contributor in the full process. And we're starting to see those opportunities present themselves, and the team's doing great. Everything that we've learned and picked up and perfected over the last 2 or 3 years in the renewables world is really kind of coming full circle. And we're seeing it actually start to really come together in the way that we wanted and envisioned Dudley Land being able to contribute in the space. So provide a lot of opportunity for field landmen to diversify their experience, but frankly, to stay busy. We invested a lot of time and attention to this, really in large part to be able to keep people working. The biggest challenge for us in the long term at Dudley is keeping our assets and our resources, which are our landmen. That's who we are. We're people. We're a people company. Keeping those people involved, keeping them busy, keeping them in the Dudley fold is important. Recruiting, all those things that allow us to bring A players to our company. Renewables is a big part of it. Obviously, all the work we do in oil and gas is front and center and primary, and good long-term clients to support us there. But the more we can add to our company, the better position we are to keep people working. And that's the big picture. That's ultimately our responsibility, to the folks that we work with and that work for Dudley or choose to work and stay with Dudley. Kind of getting to the Gulf Coast and Texas and Permian. Again, we've had a great year. We've held steady. Number of clients on both the renewable side and the oil and gas side had a really good year. We experienced a little downturn with natural gas prices, taking the dip that they have. So we started out really strong and heavy throughout the year in early summer. I think to Brandon's point, I think we had like a 24, 27 month consecutive month over month growth. Every month for the last 20 plus months, we had more landmen working than we did the month before. And this summer was kind of the first dip that we had where we saw a couple of consecutive months of drop in those numbers. Kind of indicative to the nature of things. We got natural gas prices, kind of leveling out at a lower number, peak activity and resulting from the spike in natural gas prices, that we experienced last year. So those projects have slowly wound down. Election year, we say it every 4 years. We see it. It's consistent. When there's uncertainty, companies maybe aren't willing to kind of step out until they have maybe a good feel for what the next 3 or 4 years is going to look like. So not surprising to see that, but you couple that with all the merger activity that's happened that's really affected Permian Basin. Not surprising that we've dipped a little bit. But to Brandon's point, every time we have a series of, a kind of season of mergers, and election year and all those things kind of coming together, once people understand what the future is going to be, we tend to see a spike in activity. So we're hoping that that'll be the case, in particular in the M&A market, more so the divestitures and acquisition side of things. We're expecting the end of this year to be pretty active on that. Companies that have merged are going to start, divesting of these kind of non-core assets. So we're gearing up to make sure we're in a good place to be able to handle those projects. Doing one due diligence job is easy. Handling 3 or 4 at a time is where you really, you separate yourself. And so making sure we've got the right people in place, key, recruiting and retaining those in-house people, those good quality field landmen that can handle due diligence is essential. So a lot of our work, we went through our midsummer contractor grading recently. We're evaluating our contractors. We're evaluating our bench. We're real proactive with getting, the right people onboarded with Dudley Land so that when we get the call, we're ready to go. And, you can be reactive to due diligence or you can be proactive about it. And fortunately for us, we've had enough reps in due diligence where, we can feel pretty confident that we're going to get a call. We don't know who it's going to come from or when it's going to happen. But we feel confident we're going to get those calls. So we're being proactive about making sure we're positioned to be able to handle it when it comes. We've had some recent conflicts and things that have cost us a couple of really key jobs that would have been really timely for us to have on the due diligence front, but that's the nature of doing business. So that's just a good indication that, folks are hopefully going to call, and that when the time comes, we'll stay busy and keep some folks going. So all in all, things are kind of leveling out. We're really focused on upgrading people and kind of taking a little breather after the summer and a really, frankly, just a super busy summer from an activity standpoint, and trying to get positioned to be able to handle the end of year rush. That's what's going on down here in Texas and kind of within the company as a whole from a due diligence standpoint.
Yeah, great update. One of the main things we want to talk about was TREC. I'd love to get thoughts from each of you on what's going on.
While we're talking about Texas.
Yeah.
Yep. Kind of been the, kind of got everybody's kind of got the hen house ruffled a little bit down here in Texas. I know I've been pretty vocal about it. So, the jury's still out on ultimately what's going to happen with our Texas Attorney General's opinion as to licensure of landmen working on renewables projects. I think that opinion that came out was very surprising, frankly, to the landman community. We were, told and had pretty confident and had a high level of confidence that the work that the AAPL did and our associations did with our lobbying groups and our legislature, address the fact that landmen can do land work and shouldn't and do not have to be licensed through the Texas Real Estate Commission. The Attorney General came out with an opinion that's a little contrary to that. In particular, it was focused on folks, landmen negotiating wind leases. And the AG says that those people, that if a landman is negotiating a wind lease, that it's their opinion that they should be licensed by the Texas Real Estate Commission and be a licensed realtor. That kind of flies in the face of, 20 years, 50 years of precedence, in particular, 20 years of precedence in the wind space. Wind activity is there. We have a lot of clients that we do wind projects for, but it's not the lion's share of what we would deem as renewables. The concern is that their logic that they applied to, and specifically stated, wind projects as being the concern. The logic applies to any renewables work that we're doing: solar, battery storage, all those things. And so the opinion came out. Now the legislature has to clarify what the laws are and the rules of the game are going to be. And the landman lobbies really hot and heavy to make sure that we protect the rights of landmen to do land work in the traditional way that they have, without having to have licensing through the Texas Real Estate Commission, and then also having to maintain a AAPL license, or not an AAPL license, but AAPL membership and continuing education and all those things. So the jury's out. We're being very vocal. I'm encouraging everyone in the land community in Texas to be vocal about it. We got to make sure we get this right, because the fact is Texas is the energy capital of the world in a lot of places, in a lot of ways in the U.S. Ultimately, other states are going to look to what is Texas doing? How does Texas handle this? And the last thing we want is for landmen to have to carry realtor's license to be able to work in the renewable space. It's unnecessary. Texas Real Estate Commission does not want to license landmen. They've been very vocal about this since all this kind of came out. So we're pushing on it. Hopefully we'll get it right. But it's been the kind of the elephant in the room of late, and it's receiving a lot of talk and a lot of attention. So hopefully we'll get it right.
Yeah, like the main point of that is you're right. Everybody's going to look at Texas. If this happens, and in fact, if it happens in Oklahoma, it happens in Ohio, it happens in everybody's going to look at what happens and then try to follow suit. And I mean, frankly, it's just a money grab. Truthfully, that's what it is. It has nothing to do with what the Real Estate Commission can bring to the table, because they really can't. AAPL covers all that. It has everything to do with just a money grab. That's it. And it's just unfortunate that, there are politicians and people in power that's what motivates them. And it's just unfortunate. It's funny. They should all take those assessments from Pamela. If they have a high economic drive, you cannot be a politician.
You shouldn't be a politician. Yeah, for sure. It's it's all the things that you see in an election year, right? You got, it's kind of the perfect storm. You had, realtors are struggling right now. It's just a fact of the matter, and we're certainly compassionate to that. But it took one, firm or one realtor group out of Dallas to file a complaint and a question. And then, probably some political contributions in an election year to the right people, maybe put this on the table. That's all assumptions, but hell, we're all big boys and girls here. We can kind of see the writing on the wall and see what's really going on. So hopefully it gets cleared up. We're confident it's going to get cleared up. A lot of our renewables clients have asked us, hey, what does this mean? Our advice to them and our response is, it means nothing right now. Let's get back to work. The legislature is going to clean things up in the 2025 session, and then at least we'll know the rules of the game. We can go from there.
I think if it goes through, then all realtors should have to join the AAPL and become CPLs. That's just my opinion.
That's right. I agree, Steve. Yeah. That's a brilliant idea. Maybe we should start our own association, just have them pay dues to us. I think we could do just as good in some cases. Yeah, it's been the big old thing. So hopefully, we're all being vocal about it, and we'll get it cleaned up. We're confident it'll straighten itself out and settle in the way it should be. Yeah.
Well, are you confident in your ability for LSU to have a good football season? Is that on the docket?
Baby, I'm always confident, son. I'm talking about them Tigers that we just win. That's just a culture of winning. You hear that? You hear that, Steve Carr? We coming, son. We coming. And we ain't even talk about OU. We know about that butt whipping's about to happen.
We're in Baton Rouge this year.
Look at Steve. He's like,
just look dirty.
Penn State.
I just have the rankings up, the preseason rankings. I mean, last year we did a little bet here, and I forget who won, but I'm just saying LSU is ranked 12th. Oklahoma isn't even mentioned anywhere.
Nope.
Arkansas, I don't see them even as others receiving votes, and
we're getting an honorable mention.
My old Nittany Lions are number 9. I mean, come on. Once Michigan goes down for those NCAA infractions, we're going to be great.
Preseason rankings don't mean anything, Steve.
They did last year, Brandon. You still owe me $100.
I paid you $100 the day. Now the one in question is whether or not Khalil paid you $100 or not.
I think I did, but if I didn't, I will send you a Venmo today.
I sent you. So did you get my check? I sent a check in the mail. You got that?
Man, it must have got lost. Yeah, it's weird.
Must have.
In the office move.
Must have.
Office move. Haven Strike got it.
Here's the first thing. Who has the toughest schedule Now OU can finally even maybe join this conversation. It's never been the case. Same. It's just SEC now. But who has the toughest schedule?
I mean, I think we know.
Brent, do you play Alabama this year?
I think we do.
You don't even
It
know.
doesn't even. I mean, we're gonna play 6 top 10 teams by the time it's all said and done. That's just
We
the
got
nature of our
we
existence.
got 7 or 8 in the top 25 that we played. Like the first 7 games, basically.
I would say we have the
Yeah.
easiest. I mean, we have
Purdue.
we got Ohio State, Washington,
Perennial powerhouse.
Indiana.
They're not going to be that good. I would think that we probably have the easiest schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the answer I was trying to get out of you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
so-
thanks, Khalil.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
we
so-
up here with USC right out the gate, September 1.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a fun game. We got South Carolina.
we should pause there for a second because USC is about to fire Lincoln Riley because their schedule is absurd, and they're gonna go so far south. They don't have Caleb Williams to back them up. That's gonna be
What? I
Fun to
tell you,
watch.
everybody in Oklahoma is going to be back in LSU that day.
yes.
Yeah, they will
Okay,
be. They will be.
you have I think LSU has the hardest schedule out of all.
yeah,
of
we
us.
got Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think so.
We got Texas A&M, followed by Alabama, then Florida. We got Vanderbilt, and then we end the season with OU. And
Yeah.
I got a little tailgate. I got a group of people going to the LSU OU game. I got a tailgate going. And like the funniest thing has been I've been inviting some OU fans, some of our clients and friends and folks who work with, inviting them to the game and to the tailgate. And like I've gotten 3 like questions like, is it safe?
If it's safe.
Is this
They're
Yeah,
like,
just don't wear OU
wear-
gear.
Wear a white shirt.
just wear white shirt. No, don't put it better not have a U or an O on it anywhere.
I don't even want to see a Nike swoosh on it.
Just be neutral. So
Definitely
we're
not
going
Jordan.
to tiptoe them into the SEC and kind of protect them a little bit, but it's kind of exciting. I'm excited to have OU in the SEC and playing LSU. That's going to
Texas
be a
too.
fun year.
Okay, here's a question. OU or Texas finishes better in the E SEC?
I don't know. Texas spends a bunch of money.
Yeah,
do.
I'm gonna say.
I don't
I'm gonna
ever
say
like. Why'd
Texas.
you ask that question? I don't like back in Texas, man. I'm not going to say anything. I'm out. I'm out of this answer.
Out of that
Please,
answer?
sure.
I'm out.
Hey, this is a good one for Brent. Who do you think is going to win, Texas or Texas A&M?
I think A&M.
Ooh, controversial.
I think A&M, and I'm just saying that for Brandon Dodd's morale here in the office. I mean, I've been beating up on him for 5 or 6 years. I need to support him in that. I don't have a dog in the fight, so I might as well prop up an employee of the company.
That's great. That's going to be a huge game. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's give our bets kind of to wrap up stuff here. So what do we last year I think we did who's going to finish higher seeded, I think is what we finished. Do we want to do that again, or do we want to go who's going to make the playoff?
Well, if we don't make the
Let's do-
playoff, I mean James Franklin needs fired. So then you got like 42 teams in there now. There's no way we shouldn't make it.
I think
And
Steven
they're
are
playing
going to
already.
finish. To be
Do I have
honest,
to give odds to Brandon and Khalil?
Yeah.
I think
You
we
gotta
might
give
need some
Riley-
odds. I think we need some odds.
What? How do you
Listen,
feel
I'm
about
not-
Arkansas?
yeah. Listen,
Like,
I
are
am
they-
not betting that Arkansas is going to finish top 10. There's no way. They ain't happening. So y'all can exclude me from this. I'll bet on one of y'all's teams.
Right. I don't know if OU's going to go 500. No,
Let's do who finishes best, LSU or Penn State.
Okay.
I mean,
think-
considering
I think-
Penn State's schedule, you have to kind of
Yeah,
go with
Penn State's
State.
going to
You have
finish top.
I think
have
they
to.
will. Sure. I think they will
But
for sure.
really, should the Big Ten even really be in this conversation?
So they even can't even
whoa.
they also.
No, I
No,
mean-
there's some good schools. Ohio
Listen,
State's a
you-
good school.
You can make
Oh,
it to the
Michigan
playoffs,
State.
but if you lose that first game, you got to pay us. I'll tell you that. I'll bet on Penn State finishing higher than LSU. But if
Ooh,
you
that's a
lose the
good
first
one.
game in the playoffs, you got to pay us.
Ooh, I like this bet.
Ooh,
Like that,
all right,
B.
Hold on. So we could structure that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
So $100,
Okay.
$100 Penn State beats LSU in the final standings of the year. And then
Yeah.
if Penn State wins their first,
No,
whatever,
if they
playoff
lose
game.
their first playoff game.
well, if they
They-
win their first playoff game, you owe me double.
No,
No, we owe you original.
Whoa, how is
No,
what are you
they
playing?
have to.
I'm not
the
the, I'm
bet
not the
is-
one playing.
Oh, this is a double or
Indiana and
nothing. This is a
Purdue.
double or nothing bet. Okay.
No, it's in the double. This is a double things need to happen for you to win the bet. First thing needs to happen is they got to rank higher than LSU. Second thing is they have to actually win a playoff game.
Yep. And if you win, you get paid $100. But if you don't, then you're break even. Basically.
We
I'll
don't
take
pay
it.
you any.
I'll take it.
So how do we make money?
You don't.
Huh?
He has to. They have
Is
to.
it-
LSU has to
No, they-
finish higher.
If
than-
LSU finishes higher, we get $100.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then
It's
I get
funny
to
how
make,
we're
but
all on
if-
LSU
but if-
side, and
but but
he's
then
the
if
only
we
Penn
win,
State.
if we win our playoff game, then I get $100.
you get
Yes,
$100.
correct.
Yeah,
All right.
That's right.
yeah.
Deal.
That's right.
It's
I mean,
it's
because you're probably going to be ranked like 10th. So you're going to be playing number 3, which is probably going to be like Alabama or maybe LSU.
wait, how many teams are in the playoff? Is it 8?
12.
12.
It's 12 this year.
Mhm.
If anyone at home can keep track of these bets and put something in the podcast notes, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that in the show notes, Khalil.
Be in the show.
We'll get it
notes.
in there. We'll get a show note. Check out the show notes for what the actual bet means.
Should we do it?
You can
second?
also put side bets on today's sponsor, DraftKings. No, I'm just kidding. No,
We're getting the
Oh,
double.
quick
for
shout out. If
Hey.
those of you going to RE Plus in Anaheim, hit us up. We'll be out there.
Mhm.
Natalie, myself, and Patrick.
That's
okay.
right.
All right.
Every
Plus in
month.
Anaheim. When is that?
September 9th, 12th, something like that. I think it's the second week of September.
It's
First,
somewhere in
second week of
between,
September.
somewhere before or after all the 47,000 landman events that are coming up. I'm about to have so much landman in my life. I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. We got it's and golf tournaments and fish fries, and there's so much going on. It's like the busy time of the year. It's kind of fun and exciting though. Everybody's usually pretty energized and pumped up about getting back to all the industry stuff after summer. But September, October, they get pretty hectic. It's pretty busy for us.
And the kids go back to school.
Oh,
You get-
baby.
You get some home life back.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah.
Monday can't come any quicker.
Y'all start Monday?
Yeah.
We don't start for another 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, we have
Oh, yeah,
some time here.
We're the 21st.
Oh,
So,
hammer.
yeah, 21st. Yep. That's where we are too. But hell, there's some schools that started Monday this week. Here, like Newcastle, just west of Norman, started Monday this week.
Yeah, because
That's
you
why.
give all those kids way too much time off for fall and spring breaks. That's why. Just get them
Yeah.
going through. Let's go.
Let's get it rolling.
Let's get it.
All right, guys. Fun roundtable. Thanks for chatting.
Yeah.
We'll put links in the show notes to all the things that we talked about. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch you guys around.
See you, Khalil.
Thanks for listening to The Land Department. Check out our website in the show notes or visit dudley-land.com to learn more about us.